Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosemary, so glad you decided to stop in. If you are returning, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're checking this out for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Like, comment, share, and hit that bell so you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Welcome back to another episode of Make a Meal Monday. So what I am putting together today and making is meatloaf. I've made meatloaf for years and years and years, and it's just a real quick and easy dinner. So I thought I'd put that together, share with you my recipe. But before I pull it out of the oven, I want to address a few questions. My cousin is a subscriber to my channel, and she had some really good questions last week for Make a Meal Monday, and I thought I'd answer some of those questions. So as many of you know, I am visually impaired. I have no vision in my right eye, and in my left eye, I have very limited vision. So she was wondering, how do you do this and how do you do that? So I thought I'd answer some of those questions. So first of all, I guess it's been, in 2006, in preparation to start my vending business, Commission for the Blind sent me to school, and they sent me to culinary school. So in all those classes, I really learned a lot of valuable techniques. And I want to show you some. So for culinary school, I put this binder together. And you know, it has my certificates and has some of the photos of meals that I prepped in culinary school. But one of the things, and here's some of them, and here's one of my certificates, but here are some of the meals that I prepped for culinary school. You know, you had to make certain things to show certain techniques. But I wanted to actually point out, I believe it's right here. So in culinary school, you had to go through knife skills, and that's how to use a knife safely, how to hold a knife, how to sharpen a knife, how to clean a knife, but also it has different cuts. So they had the cube, the small cube, the plank, and all of those, and you had to do them a very particular certain way. And there's competitions for that. And of course, you know, I wasn't going any further with that, but I learned very valuable knife skills. And I was real happy to get, I love these knives. They're the Wüsthof knives. And so I have my set that I went through culinary school. They are very heavy, and I love this. And I guess I'm kind of a knife snob, because we'll buy other sets of knives and I'm like, they don't feel right in my hand. So I am very careful when I use a knife. I was taught some very valuable knife safety skills. So I use that, and I keep that in mind anytime I am using a knife. You know, I guess one day maybe I can demonstrate some of that. The one other a couple of valuable things that I learned about knives is always keep the shield on, or the guard or protector. So I always have that on. And the other thing I always keep in mind is you never leave a knife in a sink, like especially in soapy water. You'll tend to forget it, and that's where a lot of people have had problems. So I always keep that in mind. If I have a dirty knife, I set it on top of the sink where I know it's there, and I'm always really aware of where my knife is and stuff like that. But to cut, you know, if you're holding your, whatever you're cutting, you always have this claw position, and then you do your slices or your cutting so you don't chop your fingers off. So I learned that as well. So very good question from my cousin. She wondered how I cut meat and stuff like that. So, and I do have to look at things really close because of my limited vision. Everything I have to look at several inches away. So, so as far as knife cutting and using a knife, that's hopefully that answers your question. And then just real quick, and then as time goes on for Make a Meal Monday, if there's certain other questions come up, I'll be happy to answer those. But for like measuring things out, for example, my husband got me these measuring cups, 1 cup, half cup, third cup, a quarter cup. I know what colors they are. I can't read the measurement on there, but I know the colors. And these were from M&M World, so I love them, and the color helps me know what they are. Also from Dollar Tree, and I don't have all of them out because some of them are dirty. I liked these ones because the label is pretty big, so that helps. And as far as the measuring spoons, the ones from M&M World, same thing. I know that this is a teaspoon because it's red, and I've memorized that. And the others are, you know, quarter teaspoon, you know, tablespoon and whatnot. I did like these ones from Dollar Tree, but as you can see, as time goes on, the print washes off or rubs off. So, but again, if I have them all together, I know one's a tablespoon, a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, and a quarter teaspoon. So, you know, I've just memorized things like that for measuring cups, measuring spoons. And as far as how much do I put in, well, a lot of times when I'm cooking, I just kind of have a feel of how much I'm going to shake in there. Now, if it's a really particular recipe, or if I'm baking and I have to be precise, then I do for sure use the measuring spoons and the measuring cups. But if I'm cooking, sometimes if I'm putting, for example, garlic in a recipe, I kind of can smell, oh, that's not quite enough, I'll sprinkle some more in, that kind of thing. So it's just kind of maybe a feel and a smell kind of thing. So anyway, I hope that answers some of those questions, and I do appreciate my cousin kind of asking, well, how do you do this being visually impaired? So I appreciate that she asked those questions. And of course, if you guys have any other questions about anything like that, I'm happy to answer those. So what am I making today? Today, again, I told you I'm making meatloaf. I love making meatloaf. It's easy, and you virtually put everything together, stick it in the oven, wait, and pull it out, and it's done. So what do I put in my meatloaf? Today it was about 2 to 2.5 pounds of ground beef. I sprinkled, these are the seasonings I used. Salt. Let me try to move some of this out of the way, and then I'll tell you what I put in there. So I used salt. I'm not sure how much. Again, I just sprinkle it in. Garlic powder, black pepper, and this was it's one of my favorite seasonings. It's called Southwest. Let you see that. I can't read that. And it is a blend of just chipotle, I think is what it says. And it's just a blend of stuff, and it just is yummy, you know. So I sprinkled some of that in there. I put chopped onions, 2 eggs, and then you mix all that up, you know, kind of get in there with your hands without a ring. Get in there, mix it all up, and you know, it's kind of messy. And then what I put to kind of bind it all together, I know some people use saltines, some people use maybe other crackers. I use old-fashioned rolled oats, and I get the Quaker brand, or sometimes I just pick it up from Walmart, which is the Great Value brand. And I put about 1.5 cups, you know, just kind of see if it's enough to form your loaf. stick it in the oven. I put it in there at 325, probably for like 2 hours. And about the time it's ready, pull it out of the oven. And I've put several things on top of the meatloaf. Like I've put ketchup, and then you'll put it back in the oven and let it bake for about, 15 more minutes. This time I went ahead and put a barbecue sauce on top as a glaze. So should we check and see how it looks? Let's take a look. And what I'm going to be serving with our meatloaf is just a bagged salad that I purchased from Sam's Club. You get everything in your bagged salad. You get your dressing, and so I just opened the bag. It's simple, easy, and enough for two. So, and it's called a Southwest salad, so it'll go pretty good with this. Oh, speaking of Southwest, the other ingredient I put in my meatloaf is chopped green chili. Can't go wrong now with chopped green chili. So I am baking it in a covered baker. And let's take a look and see how this looks. It smells awesome. Move that out of the way. Okay, here it comes. So I think it's done. And it looks a little dark and brown just because that is the barbecue sauce that is over the meatloaf. So anyway, that is what we are having. We are having this meatloaf and this already made salad. Let me move all this aside. This is the salad pack I'm telling you about. Comes from Sam's, and it's just a salad kit. Comes with everything in it. That is what we are having for dinner tonight. So, again, there's many variations to making meatloaf. This is just how I like to make it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And until next time, you guys rock.